Welcome to the Collector Cave, and today we have a new release from Mezco Toys, their 1/12 collectible line, Rumble Society, which is their own IP. This is Olumu Rook, and he was up for pre-order, I think the same time the last Void Cadet Gomez was, the Red Eye Knight edition, which was super hard to get apparently. Worth a lot of money on the secondary market, but this guy looks really cool. Rumble Society is Mezco's own IP. And I love the look of this guy. And here's the box. The box looks really nice. Really cool color. We'll talk about the packaging in a minute because with Rumble Society, I've had quite a few over the years here, and the packaging seems to change quite a bit. But here's the top of it. It's like his eye, both his eyes. Here's the side, Olumu Rook, and then here's the back. And as you can see, it's got the Mezco exclusive stamp there. This is only, you can only get this on Mezco's site, I believe. I'm sure there's other retailers that have maybe purchased some and they'll resell them maybe at a higher price, but you can't really go to BBTS to get this. And there's the Rumble Society logo up there as well. The greens in this look great. I love the design of this character. He's like, and I'll show you in a minute, he was the Murder Hornet, the yellow Krig. There's a bunch of Krigs they made. If you know Rumble Society, you know about Krig. There's a side shot of his helmet. Looks really good. But just to show this packaging, I want to show some differences here because over the years, Mezco's changed how Rumble Society comes. This one actually opens to fold out, and it opens. I'll show you in a minute when we open it. But here's an example of the Void Wars Gomez Red Eye Knight edition. This is kind of like their summer packaging, typically smaller packaging, as you can see here. But then you go back to like classic releases. Well, not even classic, but this one just came out, I think, earlier this year, Slugfest. And the packaging on this is even different for a Rumble Society figure. As you can see how much bigger that is. But if you go back really far in time, here's what the original Rumble Society packaging looked like. This is Baron Ben's, one of the first Rumble Society figures released, I believe, if not the first. But this is on a magnet, and it opens this way. It's really cool packaging. So yeah, they've changed their packaging, through the years. As you can see, the different sizes here. I'm not opposed to the new packaging. I like this, I think, the best. But it's a lot of stuff in there. But I just wanted to show you guys, how the packaging has differed through the years. And, for Baron Ben's, he came with a t-shirt, which I'm actually wearing right now. I love that shirt. And some of these figures come with extra stuff. Well, this one comes with a full-fledged comic book. And it's written by Mez, who kind of, I think, owns Mezco. That's his nickname. But, yeah, look at that artwork. Artwork is really good on this thing. And just, Mezco loves the whole, like, vintage stuff. So on the left here, you have, like, this fake ad where you can order, cut this out like an old comic book, right? You fill in who you want and you send it. I kind of joke and think, like, if you filled this out and mailed to Mezco, like, would you get these figures? Would they send them back to you? I'm sure someone's going to try that. It'd be amazing if it was like a hidden thing. Like, some of these figures haven't been released yet. Bishop Pitch. There's this Death Warden on the right. Looks like maybe like a Build-A-Figure type thing, or like a army builder, I should say. There's Baron Ben's, the Void Council. Some of these guys we haven't seen yet. Death Adder, I don't think he's come out yet, or he's about to. There's the original Void Wars Gomez. And then look at this, Grub. It looks like a Jawa or like a little Yoda. That is awesome. So that'd be cool if like you filled this thing out and you got the figures. But anyway, so here, this is called Dark Passage. I'm not going to go through all of it, but just show you guys, Olumu Rook was the Blood Hornet, the yellow version of Krig, and his suit's being damaged. I think there might be more comics. I might be coming in the middle of all this, but just to show you, his suit fails and he gets captured and he's tortured by this bishop dude, and he kind of turns him into this Olumu Rook, which is like a parasite. I think it's like a parasite living inside of him. But yeah, this artwork is really cool. I think it's cool that Mezco's kind of gone off with their IP stuff and really just, made it real and give backstories to it. They're not just selling figures. They're making a story, which is cool. So I know these are for 18 and up, but most of us at that age don't play with figures anymore. But if you do, more power to you. And hey, you've got some cool stories you can use as a basis for playing with your figures, you know? So yeah, here's like what he looks like inside under the suit now with that parasite and everything. Very cool. And on the back, check this out. Look at this. Oh man, Olumu strikes again. And you got some, they call them rumble roos. Rumble roos. How 70s is that? So yeah, really cool. And then here's Slugfest Emporium. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys this in detail because it's really cool that Mezco did that. So for the box, I'll show you how it opens up. It's kind of cool. It just opens up on the side, flip it around, does this, and then it just folds open. And then here's the figure. And then there's the head. Almost looks like a, I'm not sure if there's like a city backdrop. That's part of his mask. I'm not sure. I haven't really opened him up yet. But there he is. And he has a lot of green things. Reminds me of Green Lantern a little bit. In fact, I think this piece might be a reuse from Green Lantern, which is fine. It's a cool effect piece. And then this just pulls out, and you've got a secondary layer here with his cloak. Of course, the 112 collectible bag for your accessories, and then 3 batteries. He does have a chest light up, like the Kriegs do. There's definitely some reused parts here from Krieg, but that's okay because this, to me, this figure looks different enough to be a new release. So let's get this stuff all unpackaged and take a closer look. Okay, I just wanted to show kind of the box art inside real quick, as you can see here. Really cool detail. They didn't have to put anything inside the box, you know. It's cool that they went all out with this. Really neat. And then, of course, you have your 1/12 collective information. This comes with every 1/12 collective figure, telling you that, you know, it's for ages 18 years and up. And, you know, how not to, don't pose them in too crazy detail. Otherwise, you might, you know, tear them, blah, blah, blah. And then here is the instructions for Olumu Rook. How his helmet goes on, just like the other Krieg figures, it comes off and there's a head underneath. And then just like Krieg and even Cable, I believe, you have batteries that go in the back and you can turn it on and his chest lights up like Iron Man, you know, like the arc reactor type thing. And yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and get this guy unpackaged. All right, here's Olumu Rook and everything he comes with. We'll start with the cloak, the cape. It's not leather or faux leather, it's actually fabric. It's a fabric material, and there's no, I don't think there's a clasp on it. I don't think there's a clasp. You just take his head off, put this over, and then put the head back on. And there is 2 wires here on the outside of the cape, and then there's 2 wires behind that, but nothing in the bottom. So I found with Mezco, they don't do wires in the bottom. It doesn't always flow right. So we'll see what these wires can do once we have the cape on him. But that's cool. It's a nice material. And then, of course, you have your batteries for going into the back of into his back to light up his chest arc reactor, I call it. There's the 112 collectible bag, and there's a nice base. I always like the job Mezco does on their bases. You know, I've been getting a lot of import figures lately from Japan, and the bases are so generic. I really like that Mezco takes the time to do something with their bases, their stands. And then there's a flight arm, if you want to get him into like jumping pose or flying pose or something. And then here's all these cool looking effect pieces. This green is really cool. It's not a color green that I think Mezco's used before. It's definitely lighter than the color for Green Lantern. Like I said, I think this, I haven't got my Hal Jordan out, but I think this is the same mold for this flame effect, but the color is definitely different. And just so you guys know, in camera, the green looks, it's a different color green than it is in real life. It's a lot brighter and darker in real life, but not as dark as the Hal Jordan stuff, if that makes sense. And then this tentacle, which I'm going to probably display him with that tentacle. I think is so cool. Look at this thing. It just plugs into his hand, I believe, his peg, wrist peg. But some of these you have to actually use like hands, and the hand plugs into the effect piece. Lately, Mezco's been doing molded hands on some of these, so you just plug the hand in, but none of these have molded hands. You have to actually figure out which hand goes in there, so we'll have to mess with that. And then he has, on his left hand, he has 3 extra hands, as you can see here. That cool looking green, and then he has 2 extra right hands. So a total of 7 hands because he has 2 fists. And then here's the figure. The pants are kind of like a faux leather like you've seen before with maybe Spider-Man or Diabolic. And then the upper chest, if you've been collecting Mezco, you have Krieg, you have Cable. It's kind of a reuse of that upper body armor, but man, it looks so cool. I don't care. It's been painted really nice. If I zoom in again, you can see all the scratches and marks on it. Really cool detail. The belt, very vibrant. Pants have stuff on them. Mezco's done a really good job with his release. I'm impressed so far. And then there's the helmet. And, you know, a lot of the Krieg helmets look the same, but this thing is like taken it to a whole nother level. It looks more insectoid, maybe is the right word, like a spider maybe, with all those eyes. And there's these tentacles hanging down. They're actually pliable. They do rotate. So yeah, man, that is really cool. Let me take his helmet off now and show you guys what he looks like underneath. So just like most Krieg figures, you have to just pull the front of the helmet and it just pops off. You see how it's connected with pegs there, or pins. And then, oh, they even have plastic over the head underneath. That's cool. Good on Mezco. Wow, look at this. So that's what, you know, the Murder Hornet Krieg looked like, and now he's been changed into this abomination. Look at that, no nose, almost like a Frankenstein. Oh, wow, there's that, that's the creature that lives inside of him. I think that's Olumu Rook, I think. Reading the comic, that bishop guy calls him Olumu Rook, and he came out of the back of his head. It's like a parasite or something. Really good paint apps. Look at those teeth. You can see it's like a skull on this side. And I believe the red eye lights up like Terminator style. That looks really good. All right, let's check out Articulation. Like most Mezco, I don't think you're gonna have much difference here. Wow, the head does not move at all. It goes left to right and that's it. There's no neck articulation. I don't think it's even a ball joint. That's weird. Huh. So I guess the articulation is different than most Mezco. Yeah, it doesn't move up or down. It's static. It just rotates left to right. Kind of odd choice. There's not even a ball joint in the base of the neck, so you cannot move this at all. Not that you're going to very much, honestly. Like, with all this armor, how much could you give him, you know? I guess a little, but whatever. The arms. Boy. There we go. It's a little stiff here. You can see this armor here, this armor piece. It's making it really difficult to get his arm up. Huh. Let me mess with this real quick. Okay, yeah, so this arm on the left here, for whatever reason, I can't really get it to go up. I don't want to force it because this is faux material in here. This faux leather goes up underneath and goes up into here too. So I believe that's faux leather. Boy, maybe not. Maybe it's just plastic. No, it is. You can see it right here. It's faux. So this is plastic. It's hard to tell. Those lines there, that's plastic, but you do have the faux leather right in here. So you gotta be really careful with this. But I can't get the arm to go up anymore on the left side. He does have bicep swivel, and then double jointed elbows, and then ball hinge wrists, as most Mezco do. As far as crunch forward, not too much because of the armor. Crunch back a little bit. And then his waist is a ball joint. You get some rotation or some going back and forth, and you get some rotation. But again, with the suit, you gotta be a little careful. And then the legs, of course, go up, 90, double jointed knees, and nice beefy thighs here. Really solid figure. I like it. And then the feet, you don't really get much movement because of the armor. A little bit of rocker, not much. So because of the armor, like most of these figures, you don't get a lot of great articulation. But to me, with this figure, it's more about the aesthetic, the look, right? These pads pop out. Maybe they're supposed to. No, I think they're supposed to go under. Boy, that's scary. Yeah, those pads are supposed to go under. But overall, cool looking figure. Let me go ahead and put the cloak on next. Okay, and here's what he looks like with the cloak on without his helmet. And like most Krieg figures, when they get the cloak on or the cape on without the helmet, their head looks really small. Um, but as you can see here, it does drape pretty well. It definitely does hit the floor, and I think the um, and the online site when you order it, it talks about how the cape does flow to the ground. I wish they would have given a wire through the bottom though, because it does want to flare out. The second wire doesn't really do a whole lot, honestly. Let's see if we can get a wind blowing effect. Let's see here. It is heavy. It's heavy material. So because it's not the faux leather, it does flow a little bit. It does go up in the air, but you can't get it to go really well. With that second wire, I think you can make it do some kind of stuff like that. Yeah, it's not bad. For a wired cape, it's not bad. I know the faux leather doesn't last as long, but I prefer that look over just like this type of material, personally. I guess this cape feels like a Vader cape, like a Darth Vader cape is what it feels like, which isn't a bad thing by no means. But let me put that helmet back on. I think he'll look better with the helmet on. All right, yeah, he looks like 100 times better with that helmet on, with the cloak. It just the head makes this, just without the helmet, his head looks way too small, disproportionate to the body with the cloak on. But yeah, that looks really cool with the cloak. I don't know that I'll use the cloak though, for displaying him, but you know, it's a cool option. Let's go ahead and change some of these accessory parts out now. All right, here he is with this like plasma blast, whatever it is. He uses it in the comic. Cuts one of those Hornet guys in half, I think, with this thing. But I just realized he doesn't come with any guns or weapons. You know, all the Krigs have like, you know, handguns, clips, machine gun. But he apparently doesn't need that. He's beyond that now. He has this creature living inside of him, giving him all these powers. But yeah, if you zoom in, that looks really cool. It's a really cool look. The design department in Mezco really did a great job with this, and a lot of their figures they do a great job with. But yeah, so this it just plugs into the wrist peg. You don't put a hand on this one, so that's kind of cool. In fact, I think maybe all of them are like that. I'll see. Let's just go ahead and change one out on camera. Not always the easiest thing to do on camera, but we'll try this one. I think this just plugs in as well. This is the tentacle. Let's see, that wrist joint is sideways. I don't like that. I need to fix that. But yeah, look at that, man. That is awesome. I don't know if this lights up. It would be amazing if this lit up. And once I put the batteries in, we'll find out. I think it's just the chest reactor, and then the eye behind the helmet lights up, I think. But that is, man, look at the detail in that tentacle. I like how it's translucent. So you get a light behind it, you can really make this thing glow, almost glow without using any, like, you know, Photoshop or anything. Cool look. Let's try a couple more. Okay, here's that flame ball. And I actually used the fist to make this flame ball work. I don't know if that's correct, but I couldn't seem to get it on without using the fist. So the fist is on, and this is just kind of set on the fist. I don't know how good it's on there. I mean, I guess pretty good. It's not falling off. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You see, it just kind of just plugs on. Oops. It just kind of plugs on like that. It's not a perfect fit. I might be doing this wrong. I probably am doing it wrong. But just, now I can't even get it to go back on. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's right or not, but that's how I have it looking. But check that out, man. That is awesome. Really cool figure. Okay, and here's this effect piece, and this is actually a hand it connects to. It's one of these open display hands, and it's just like you shooting a piece out, a piece of this plasma, whatever this stuff's called. I forget. I think the comic says, but I don't remember. Yeah, pretty neat. And it just plugs on just like so. Look at that hand. The hand looks really awesome. Man, so cool. Great detail. Now again, I don't know if this is right, but I have this flame effect just kind of being held on his open palm hand. and it's not like there's no peg to connect it. It's just sitting there, so it could easily fall off. But I think that's cool. Look for a shot. Look at that. That is awesome. I'm digging these effect pieces and the color they are. The color and the translucency is really, really cool. All right, let's go ahead and try and get the batteries in now. I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, just so you guys see how this works. To remove this backpack cover, you just slide up and then it slides out. And then you need to get a little screwdriver to open this up. The batteries go inside there, and then you turn the light on, and then you can close it back up. So we'll do that. Okay, so I got the batteries in, turned a couple lights off, and as you can see, his chest arc reactor thing lights up. His eye lights up. In real life, it looks kind of pinkish, not so much red. And then the back also lights up. Those lights right there, which is the same, I think, for, if I remember correctly, Cable, and then all the other Krigs. But his hand does. It'd be cool if they would have somehow wired to come through. That'd be difficult, though, with all the articulation, but to wire to come through to his hand. I feel like that hand is begging to be lit up. Even though on the camera it looks like it's lit up, the camera definitely makes it look more glowy than it does in real life. But yeah, pretty cool. And I didn't put the cover on. I just did this so you guys can see how the batteries go. And I put them in wrong as usual. Maybe help you guys out. That's, if you can tell, the flat end goes towards the right. So I always get these wrong. 50-50 shot every time I get it wrong. You think by now I would know with as many Mezco as I have, but I just, and they're a pain to get out. But yeah, pretty neat. You can just do that if you want. That way you don't have to turn it on. Then you just turn it off right here with a switch. Boom, it's off. Done. Very cool. Let's do some comparisons now. All right, here's Olumu Rook next to Gomez, Void Wars Gomez, Red Eye Night Edition, which are the two that are these supposed to go together. They were released at the same time, or they were pre-ordered at the same time, but they're designed to go together in the story. So Gomez is the good guy, Olumu Rook is the bad guy. So I think these two side by side look really good. Olumu Rook comes in at 7 inches to the tip of like these little spikes here, and Gomez is like 6 3/4. So he's a little shorter than Olumu Rook. But man, and there's a little grub down there by Gomez, right? His little buddy wearing the same type of getup. That's a cool look. And here's Olumu Rook next to Slugfest. Slugfest is a really cool release. You know, they're both Rumble Society, but I don't know if they're in the same universe. I guess it's all one universe, but I don't really see Olumu Rook fighting Slugfest. He's more of a sci-fi figure, and Slugfest is more of a, I don't know what Slugfest is. He's his own thing, but he's really cool looking side by side. And here he is next to Baron Benz. I think Baron Benz is still my favorite Rumble Society figure. Absolutely love that figure. I think it's the first one I got. I do have Nemo. Nemo's packed away somewhere though, but man, some of these Rumble Society figures are really cool. There's a lot I haven't gotten, but and side by side, these two look really good together as well. Okay, and here's Olumu Rook next to his former self. This in the comic, I think I showed at the beginning, this is who he used to be. He used to be a murder hornet. I don't know if there's multiple murder hornets or if there's just only one. I'm a bit fuzzy on that lore. I do have the other Krigs. I have the original Krig, the black version, and then I have the army builder, the white and red. They're all packed away. But I pulled this one out because this is who he used to be. And, you know, very similar, that, you know, the armor's a lot, although this armor's different. Check it out. That armor is different. It's cut differently. Or is it? No, it's not. It's not. It's a reuse. The arc reactor thing is different. It's a triangle here. There's a symbol in the comic book. I think it's like their symbol, and it's in his armor, his arc reactor. Anyway, there's a comparison. This guy's a pain to try and put back. Those wings don't want to go back in the box. It's really difficult. But I got him out because I wanted to show the similarity there. And actually, Olumu Rook's taller, so he gained some height when he shed his former shell, so to speak. Yeah, very cool seeing these guys side by side. All right, so at the end of the day, is this guy worth it? He's $112, and he's still up for not pre-order. He's waitlisted, So you can get yourself on the wait list. You know, I've had some success with waitlisted items with Mezco. I mean, overall, I'm losing on that streak, but I think 2 or 3 have converted from waitlist items I've had. So you never know. You might be able to find him secondary market. I haven't looked to see how much he's going for online. I don't know how long ago he came out. Mine just came yesterday. Sometimes my Mezco stuff, I'm one of the first people to get it. Other times, I'm like 2, 3 months after he's been released. So I don't really know. I haven't checked reviews online, but man, I think this is a great figure. I think if you're into Mezco, if you've been getting Rumble Society figures, you like the Krig line, the story that's going with these with the comic book. The comic book, I think it's really cool. I remember Baron Benz did come with a comic book, but not like this. I mean, this is like a full-size comic, full-length comic, just about. And it gives some cool story there about his background, how powerful he is. A dark Rook. Yeah, really cool. I think it's worth it, well worth it for the price. You know, figures have gone up in price. I think Mezco is doing a pretty good job of keeping theirs, for the most part, under wraps. Maybe because it's their own IP, it can be a little cheaper because they're not spending licensing for like Marvel or DC or Star Wars, something like that. It's their own stuff. And they're reusing some of the parts. So yeah, for 112, I personally think this is worth it. I'm glad I have them. I don't have all the Rumble Society stuff. It's just too much. And a lot of it I don't care for. But the few that I do like, that I have, I really like a lot. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Olumu Rook, really cool release. I like all the accessories he comes with. You know, all these different types of translucent effects, like this fireball, this whatever this thing is, plasma sword or something. That tentacle is super cool. Light up function. A lot of different playability things with this guy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Give me a like, comment, subscribe if you would. I'd appreciate it. And until next time, this has been Mezco Toys 112th Collective, Olumu Rook.